great palette of colour.
Life is full of these grey areas. It's not just black and white.
An identity-forming experience.
You are listening to Eastside Radio Podcast with discussions and insights on art, politics, music and more here on eastsidefm.org.
If you are still seated, I'd be very surprised.
Oh, we're having a mighty catch-up off the microphones here, and because we've just been joined by Brendan Clark. Welcome to the program. How are you, mate?
Hey, Dan and mate. I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, well, nice to see you. And we were just talking about, well, all things Conservatorium, but you're doing an Open Academy class and doing ensembles, and we just played something from the Vanessa Perica Orchestra. You know,
Yep.
What an incredible ensemble that is. If you go to the Con Open Academy, you could be end up sitting in a chair like that. I'm sure there's plenty of people who have done that sort of thing over the years. So tell us a bit about what you got going on.
Okay, so we've got a lot of the listeners probably know about the Sydney Conservatorium Open Academy, which runs a whole range of different courses that you can do. And I teach in one of the jazz ensembles, and so we've got jazz ensembles 4 nights a week, from Monday to Thursday. Monday night, Andrew Dickinson takes the group. I do Tuesday. Wednesday night, Mariella Mulder takes the group, and Michael Bartolome on Thursday. And it's a great opportunity. You know, it's just such a great thing because, I always think, how many people learn an instrument in high school? It's the classic thing, isn't it? Or whatever, start to learn an instrument when they, you become an adult and you go, actually, I'd really like to play the saxophone or whatever. And that's cool, and you can there's no problems getting lessons, but opportunities to play are difficult, unless you've got friends and stuff. And the Open Academy, these ensembles offer just people in the general public an opportunity to come and be a part of a pretty high-level ensemble run by a professional musician. And it's great, and we rehearse. There's 4 terms a year we do. They're 8-week terms. We rehearse 2 hours a week, and at the end of every second term, we do a concert in the cafe. And it's really, I'm just amazed at the quality out there. Really, there's some really good players who come in. That's the other thing I should say. You do audition. You need to audition to come in. We don't just take anyone off the street. Almost we do, but we don't. And people who come in can usually play. I won't say this person's name, but we do actually have in my group a violinist from the Sydney Symphony in my group. So we've got some seriously good quality players, and just people, like I said, who haven't played for a few years, and so the group comes in and we choose a repertoire and we rehearse and we talk about improvisation concepts and ensemble concepts and learning repertoire and it's really great. It's really great. And so we've got some we've got some we need a few players basically as well. We're starting in a couple of weeks. And let me just check my list. So
I was going to say it's got to be rhythm section, hasn't it?
No. Oh, actually, I meant to talk about the soul ensemble as well, which Darren Heinrich, the organist, runs. Yeah. So here we go. We're always looking for horn players. So, saxophone, trumpet, trombone, clarinet, violin, whatever. We can always use, and drummers as well. And the soul ensemble needs bass players and drummers. So, if there's anyone out there who's thinking about it, I reckon now's the time.
It's a great opportunity too to, obviously you've got a wealth of experience, but it must be quite rewarding for you too, like as a teacher,
it's great.
To see all these great people. And some of them you end up, on the bandstand with at some stage in your career too. You go, oh wow, these guys really are,
Absolutely. And the rate of improvement is incredible. We all teach, but like I said, a lot of these people have got quite good facility on their instruments. They can play pretty well, but when they're given an opportunity and when they're pushed, we don't make it easy. And that's what I always say to my groups. It's like, I'm not, I'm giving you guys professional level on repertoire and everything. We're doing what professional players do. I say to them, we're not watering this down. And people just, and a lot, what tends to happen is we usually get I've been doing it for a long time now. What tends to happen is we get a core group for a couple of years, and that's what's happened in my ensemble since I've been back for the last few years. And there's people that just keep coming back, and it becomes a real, like they really get played well together. What happens is they usually get together out of hours as well, and we build a repertoire, and there's just a really great cohesive group thing going on, And people, like, there was a lady who was playing piano in my group for the last couple of years. She just got into the con, Matt.
Fantastic.
You'd probably be teaching her. And I don't think 2 years ago that was on her. I don't think that was on the cards for her, So it's really cool to see that, like, people's enthusiasm for it and the love of jazz. And, we talk about, like, what to listen. We listen and we do all that sort of stuff as well.
One of the things, isn't it, about getting involved in kind of ensemble music is to, like you're saying, it's one thing learning an instrument, but suddenly when you're around other people, someone mentions a CD that they like, and then suddenly friendships form, and then it's like you're in an environment where you're thinking about it more, and then you think, I really want to play that piece. I'm playing it next week, and there's reasons for practicing it and all that stuff suddenly. And then before long, you're kind of part of the community of people that play music, which is
absolutely
a really great thing. And then suddenly you realise there's heaps of people out there like yourself, and
yeah.
I mean, that was what I was like. I mean, for me anyways, someone growing up in a scene where, I used to go to school parties and put on my Miles Davis records, and, they'd last for 2 seconds and someone put Hoodoo Gurus on or whatever. But then you just find there's this whole bunch of people out there who would also put the Miles Davis record on.
And that classic comment, where do I go to get into a band?
Yeah.
That's got to be a classic. The amount of times people have come up and say, I play an instrument I learned in school, I'm actually a pretty good player. How did you get this happening? I mean, most of my friendships were formed, musical friendships started at the con.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, I know all you guys went there, and all you guys from those sort of, and obviously the music network that comes with that. So, that's exactly right. It's all part of the network. What a great opportunity. Yeah. And the amount of people that have, come up to me, and professional people. I've got a friend who's a, very bigwig lawyer, and he always comes up to me and says, I'd do anything to swap with you and do what you and I said, what, you give up the big house and the big car? And he goes, actually, I probably would,
Wow.
And it's an opportunity, I guess, if you've got some sort of professional gig one night a week, you could go and, let your hair down and play some jazz and learn about it. It's a pretty amazing opportunity.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. And the other thing I'm just learning all the time, obviously, but talking about listening to music and stuff, the amount of time people come in and go, I've been checking out this record, and I go, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I'm like, oh, cool. So it's just that it doesn't matter what level you're on, does it? That's the thing. And that's what people realise, that if you're enthusiastic about it, it really doesn't matter. Like, we're all just...
I was listening to a great interview with the American bassist Bob Hurst the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking being a kid and going to see the Modern Jazz Quartet, and he just killed him. But, Percy Heath came over and was chatting to him, and Percy Heath's the legend of the bass, and he's a kid. But same thing, he's like, he's a kid who's really into it. People really happy to give time and give energy to whether it's a kid who's interested or an adult who expresses enthusiasm. Everyone's, that's part of the nature of the community. And
absolutely.
It's,
we don't get I'm just excited when someone likes jazz.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Yeah. Great. It's chat. It's good.
Yeah, it's just good, isn't it? Yeah.
So we've got so I should just say we're doing auditions next Tuesday for the jazz ensembles, and there's, like I said, there's still a few places left, and I think the soul ensemble are doing auditions Wednesday maybe. So if anyone's interested, get onto the website and just follow the contact. And
is this the Conservatorium website?
Yeah. It's openacademy.sydney.edu.au, but you can just Google Sydney Con Open Academy and check it out. And so if anyone's interested in doing it this term, we've got auditions, which I'll be running, and we're actually doing them next week. So it'd be great to have, more people, definitely.
Should we play a track and then come back and have more of a chat to Brendan? What do you reckon?
I've managed to find a track of Brendan's from the album you did with Joe Farnsworth.
Oh, mate.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And you can, now you're going to get a sense of the sort of teacher you're going to get at the Open Academy. Is Rubberman okay to play?
Rubberman's great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a listen to this. Tell us a bit about this album.
I will. Now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this was for a live recording from... So I did 2 years in a row in 2016 and 17. I brought out Joe Farnsworth, a great New York drummer. Yeah, we sort of became friends, and so I brought him out. And so this... And we did 2 East Coast tours, and this is from the gig we did at the Sound Lounge in 2016 in the first tour. And so this is myself and Joe, Dale Barlow on saxophone, and John Harkins on drums. And this is that great Cedar Walton tune, Rubber Man. So, yeah, enjoy.
Conservatorium's Open Academy wants to find the music in you, offering group classes in singing, blues, songwriting, piano for beginners, composing, audition, jazz and soul ensembles, music theory, music technology and more. All our classes are small group classes. Whether you are a beginner or have some experience, the Conservatorium Open Academy has you covered. Term starts 5th of February. Classes run for 2 hours each week over 8 weeks, and our tutors are some of the best in Sydney. So hop onto the website openacademy.sydney.edu.au and explore what's on. Early bird discount available until 8th of January. Enrol at openacademy.sydney.edu.au today and find the music in you. Proud Eastside radio sponsor.
You have been listening to Eastside Radio Podcast. For selections of more enjoyable content like this, visit our website, eastsidefm.org, and click on Podcast.